Hey, it worked. See?
It does work. This is awesome. I thought you had to have like StreamYard or one of those other software packs to make this work.
No, this is just through YouTube now because apparently they got sick of the third
Everybody
party app.
using the third-party apps, probably
So
slowing down their servers. Yeah, that makes about right sense.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
takes a little bit for the notice to go out. I told Andy he is that big boy, so he said he'd
He's
turn the
that big
volume
boy. I
down.
like it. I like it.
Yeah,
Not big boy
I've been
Marquette though, right?
no wherever he
Just
is
checking.
down in Cincinnati there
Just
somewhere.
checking. There's not very many big boys outside of Michigan,
Dude,
that
how
I
cold is it
hear.
by you? It's cold as shit over here.
It's beautiful here. It's probably 38, 40 degrees. Sun's super warm, like to the point where I'm thinking about taking my jacket off.
Come on,
Yeah.
I got my
Yep.
mittens on.
I noticed that. Look at nothing.
The breeze off the lake over here is whew,
Yeah, I'm pretty protected right here. So
it
I walk
looks
my
like
normal walking route's about 7 miles, and
it.
it's I'm at the halfway point. So
Hey, Olga, how
oh,
are you this morning?
Olga, what's up, Olga?
Olga, this is my friend John. This is my channel manager here, the guy that I live stream with sometimes.
Channel manager,
We're just gonna,
aka degenerate friend.
yeah, basically, we call each other when we lose big.
Yeah, basically what happens. It's like consoling each other, consoling
Exactly.
each other.
The talk
I
down
mean,
on the ride home.
oh, sometimes you don't even talk. Sometimes you don't even deserve heat. You just drive
No.
with the windows open.
Yep. I'd hear you. Hello, Deborah. How are you? I like how it does this
Mike,
though. The chat is on the
I don't
screen a
think
little longer.
so I don't think I have all the. I see the chat, which is awesome. Um, but I don't see. I guess all the people in here. I see like there. I see a count of 5 individuals, but I don't see names pop
Oh
up.
yeah, you only see them if they chat.
Got it. I'm a noob. I'm a newbie to this live game.
This is your first live, eh? Like face to
This is my
face live,
first.
huh?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we went live a couple of times from Christmas,
Yeah.
and that was that. You know, it's funny. I watched one last night when we had that big Buffalo Grand explosion where we ran up to 89 games, and we had our masks on. Remember, we had a mask inside
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
building. You could
You
barely even
could tell what
understand what we were
videos.
saying.
You could tell what videos we had masks on
Yeah, for sure.
for
Olga,
sure.
I'm right where Mike lives as well, but I'm maybe about 8 miles away from him, um, a bit to the a bit to the northwest, I guess.
He's in
But
the city, Olga. I'm in the
I'm in the
suburb.
city. Yeah, yeah. Mike's in
Suburb.
the burbs. Sometimes you have to jump in traffic and drive the whole 9 or 12 minutes to your house to
Yeah.
come hang out in the driveway.
Yeah, Deborah, we're doing good. We're just talking, trying this new thing out here, this go live together. Because John's going to Vegas in a couple of weeks. We might have to go
I
live
am.
together while you're out
I'm
there.
on a 19-day countdown of my triumphant return to the Cosmopolitan for the first time this year. Normally, I go around the Super Bowl either the week before or the week of. It's a family member's birthday, so we normally have a celebration out there. But we did not do that this year, and thankfully we didn't because the weather was horrible here. There was no way we were ever going to fly out of here with that type of weather.
Hey, Warren, Andy, how you doing? That coffee looked really good at Big Boy.
Oh,
Oh,
Andy, you're
Spanglish woke up. Hello.
Spanglish. Good morning. Good morning
Do you
to our
recognize
Pacific
this face,
time
Spanglish?
people. She doesn't. She's like, "Who's this clown?
Yeah.
Who is this clown?"
So we're gonna have to try that. Go live together instead of just FaceTiming.
You know what would be kind of cool is because we can do this. Maybe I can go live when I'm at the Cosmo, and we could do a Gamblers Unknown live. But because remember, we were trying to figure out like, do I log into the app like before when it was like less technology? We couldn't figure how if I was there solo to be able to go live. So
Spanglish, this is John.
yeah, Spanglish.
He'll be at the Cosmo in 19 days.
Now I land at 11:15 p.m. Pacific. So
Perfect.
yeah, perfect. I'm perfect to go
Perfect
to bed.
timing.
That's almost
Because then
three
you
in the
can only
morning
hit.
Eastern.
Well, if you land that late, you can only hit the ATM one time that day.
I don't. You never really have to hit the ATM the first day. You normally it's like if things go bad, it's really the second day.
Yeah, I
And what
suppose.
we learned a tip
Yep.
is if you live in Eastern time zone, your ATM resets at 9 p.m. Pacific.
That's
We
exactly
learned that
right.
on a steamed off walk from the Resorts World 2 trips ago.
Yeah, this guy, he walked from Resorts World to Cosmo in 45 minutes. That's
I mean,
how
you got to
bad his
hustle.
ass was getting beat.
That was almost a run.
But
Almost.
I think Joe would agree with you. He probably could have made it to Cosmo that fast after, Resorts World the other day.
Man, I walked on the east side of the strip. Man, I was walking for my life in some of those spots. Some of those areas around Casino Royale and Harrah's at 10, 11 p.m. at night. It's a little sketchier than it used to be.
Yeah, but people are around there. They're going for that Pizza Hut in the back of Casino Royale. I mean,
I've never been in Casino Royale. I'm never
yeah,
gonna go in Casino Royale either.
I've ate pizza 4 places on the strip, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that goddamn little personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut back there for $8.99, you can't beat it.
We got to get this guy to Secret Pizza, to Moneyline Pizza. We got to get
Oh,
this guy somewhere.
that
Buddy
stuff
V's.
gets overrated. It's all name,
I don't know. I don't know.
They call it secret pizza just so people go try and find it.
Not hard to find.
Well, yes,
There's
I know,
about
but
5,000 people standing in line down a narrow hallway covered in Dean Martin album art.
I'll tell you what, this in the chat here, last $2 slots. That's one of the best slot channel names I've seen lately.
I like it. I like it. I got
Yeah,
to
I
start
love
watching
it.
that.
I love that one. Where's Joe this morning? Hey, the slot source.
So that's what I say, slot source. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't paid for, well, technically, I do pay for some food. I pay for food when I like a handful of restaurants at the Win and Encore, and I don't have any relationship with them. So I always pay cash for food there. But everywhere else, paying for food in Vegas is for suckers.
TX, hey, yeah, we're outside, but it's like double the temperature of yesterday. It's like 40 where John is in town, and it's like 30 where I am out here next to the lake. Morning, Rhino Man. How you doing? Me and John are here just testing out this Go Live together.
It'll be nice here this week. We're getting a little warm spell. Hopefully, I
Dude, they
hope
said
winter's
60
over.
tomorrow.
I heard it was almost going to be 70 on Wednesday, so all the snow should go away. There's snow where they plowed snow, and in areas that are kind of shielded by the sun. But there's a lot of spaces where we can start seeing the ground. It's good.
I
It's
don't
about
know about
time,
out here. You must not have as much snow in town then.
dude. Can I flip this? I mean,
Yeah, see.
there's some random. There's snow piled over there because they plowed it. But
Little tour of downtown Marquette here.
I'm going to let everybody know that if you're going to come summer to visit Marquette, Michigan, this Hampton Inn right here, the cost per night of this Hampton Inn, it's cheaper to stay in Manhattan in New York City than it is to stay at that Hampton Inn in June and July.
True
Think about
story.
that one. And that's
True
that's
story.
no word of a lie. $650 a night.
Yeah, they just need to build about 40 casinos up here, turn it into a mini Vegas in the snow, and we'd be all set.
Can you imagine trying to get people in the wintertime? They did that.
45 minutes to Cosmo. It took me almost 2 hours in a cab. Where the hell was
That's
that?
not a surprise. If you're on the strip, right, especially right now, if you're on the strip, there's a tremendous amount of road construction on the strip.
It's
They're
only going to get worse
repaving
with that
most of the
F1
strip.
race.
Well, they're repaving it now, and they've got a repaving schedule out currently, where they're doing certain sections block by block, basically. And they were doing some of the work when I was there last September. I went to Mon Ami Gabi to eat outside at Paris because that's a great spot to people watch. It's nice sitting in front of the Bellagio in the morning. And I sat down, and it was just a cloud of whatever they ground up off the street. So you got to think blacktop, brake dust, general Vegas filth. It was just a cloud. I had them bring me back, and I'm gonna have that crap on my eggs.
What did you call that restaurant?
Mon Ami Gabi?
So I'm saying it wrong then, hey?
I think so. I don't know. How
I
do you
don't
say
know.
it?
I'd just always go Monamagabi.
Now, that's definitely Mon Ami Gabi.
The way I say it probably sounds more fucking Middle Eastern or something, eh?
Sounds like you just, I don't know, whatever. Is there's one of those in Chicago. Like that's
Oh,
like
that's
like
right.
a small chain.
Tom
So like
told me about that. The cabbie wouldn't let him
Yeah.
out. He had the child locks on the door. Told him he couldn't get out on the strip.
You can't get on the strip. It's illegal.
Well, the fucking meter
You
was
cannot.
still running. I don't blame him for wanting to get out of there.
Hey, Spanglish, I'm about 8 miles from Mike's house. So I'm like, Mike's in the suburbs. I'm in the city of Marquette.
He lives by the lake. He lives in the rich section.
Yeah. I got lucky and bought a house at the right time a
Damn
long
right.
time ago.
Damn right.
A long time ago.
TX,
Man,
I didn't
Mike,
get to
that
see
you
your
that
live. So did you win last night? I hope somebody won
for
last night
well,
because I
based
haven't
on
seen
what he
him.
just said, I don't know if he won because vacuum mode.
Goddamn
Definitely
right.
was on vacuum mode for you guys last night. That was a disaster. I hate that place.
I
I
would
know you
tell you
guys
this.
like it, but like,
I'll tell you this. So we grabbed another 5. Go back, playing the fucking. We went over to the Mayan Chief again. My last full spin, it opened up to 120 free games. So I was like, okay, cool. Gonna win something. Retriggered probably about 30, 40 more in that. Spanglish thinks we're neighbors. See, up here, we wouldn't say neighbors 8 miles. But in Los
well,
Angeles, they would.
yeah, it's neighbors. Yeah.
So that thing paid like 600. We went around, played some more games then afterwards, ran that all the way down. Nothing, to write home about. And but I was seeing monster hand pays. It was crazy.
What were people betting? What were they betting? Were they betting like, was it 25, 15,
Hey,
25, 50?
528 bet on the drum. Dude got a hand pay for 2,700.
Oh my God, what did he hit?
I don't know.
Must
I
have had a
walked
full
by.
screen of Foo Dogs.
Yeah, I walked by and it was.
You should have asked him. That's a hell of a hit.
Yeah, I know. Like, I can count on one hand how many times I had over a $2,000 hand pay on the drum. On
I
an
know
880
one.
bet.
I know one for sure.
Oh no, Spanglish, we got a bonus on Abundant Fortunes that paid jack shit. Remember right at the end, $60 on a bonus. But it was so busy. I haven't seen it that busy in there in a long time.
Sure, because it's nice outside. People are coming out of hibernation.
There was a lot of RVs in the parking lot.
People are starting to travel. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
Not a
April.
lot of threat of bad weather.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. But
Spring
the
break's
band
over
there,
for kids,
no,
right?
no one was watching the band, obviously.
Who played there last night? Five
I
Finger
don't
Death
know who
Punch?
they were, but it was bad. That's all I can say about that.
Well,
Who else is live today? Let me know if anybody else is live. I know Sasa Slots is live. Yoshi's are live.
Slot Lizards are live, back to back tonight.
Anyways, so yeah, Yoshi's then Sasa's this afternoon. I still haven't changed that.
What are you
I
supposed
just
to
noticed.
change?
Next to TX's name, there's a dog tag that says new for the emoji next to a channel
Really?
member.
Okay.
And I uploaded it to test it because I made all the dog tags for Lolo's membership. And I never changed it back. Yep, Spanglish, you missed Stacia's live. She did really good. Why are we outside? Because this is what we do up here, Lolo. We're not
Because
pansies.
it's finally nice, Lolo. It's finally nice enough to be outside for a little while.
Like John's ready to take his jacket off.
Yeah, it's borderline.
Exactly.
The sun's warm.
I mean, it's not as warm over here, but neither here nor there. I think I saw Little Dutchie here. She's from down by Detroit. They've been having real warm weather.
When I sat in the Detroit airport on Tuesday night, and it was 60 degrees and raining.
Well, when BD came up here, he said it dropped 30 degrees when he crossed the bridge.
Yeah, I could see that.
You don't get frostbite when it's above 32 degrees, Lolo.
Wow. The seagulls are mad today. There must be an eagle.
So is
in
the
Lower
Rhino
Harbor.
Man show going to be back on tonight at 6:30 my time, or are you taking another night off? Because I don't want to have to come back out tonight and do another live.
You should go to Christmas and go live tonight.
You should pick me up. We'll go run your free play.
I'll give you my card, but you know me. I got 19 days more. I got to have the full bankroll from Las Vegas. No more messing around with these local joints.
How do you guys feel about that? Well, look at the people in the chat here. I know they're playing at their local, but
The
they
thing
can.
for us, though, this is the thing for me, though, Mike, and I think it's for us in general. It's such a pain in the ass to get to Las Vegas from here that I
It
would
is
rather go and be well funded than to go there and be sweating. Should I have brought an extra G or two? You know what I mean?
baller here, guys. Just so you know, he don't fly out here at less than 5G minimum.
I mean, what's the point? I'm the low roller of my group too.
Yeah, that
Although
is true.
I do play a lot of tables though as well. Like I'm not as up until a couple of years ago, I really didn't play much machine wise. Maybe some video poker, but I was
That's not accurate.
predominantly tables.
You got to play your free play
Predominantly
through.
tables.
You play your free play through those machines,
Oh yeah.
and then you
You
get hot,
hear
and then you call me, and then we start pounding it in any machine that looks good.
That's true.
Yeah.
But prior to that though, Mike, even before like you started going live and we started doing kind of our own little live situation when I got out there, um, they I was a big Caesars player and Caesars let me just take that as we used to, me and my buddies refer to them as happy slips. They would let you take your free play any way you want. So if you wanted table game slips, you can, and you can play those slips on blackjack and roulette, 1-to-1 basically style bets. You can't do it on Crazy for Poker or T Card or any of those. You can't take it to the craps table. But we call them happy slips because they're different than the free play slips you get in local joints. Because in a local joint, once you play one, they take it from you. At Caesars, they take it from you when you lose. So if you win back to back to back to back, you're playing on that happy slip the entire time.
Well,
Little
that's
secret,
bullshit.
little benefit for Caesars. Little Caesars positive right there.
Do you have the itinerary made up yet?
Oh yeah, I get the full itineraries made up.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Gonna take it a little easy on Friday. Gonna get up, have breakfast at the Henry. Then I'm gonna hit the Cosmo pool, the Chelsea pool for a couple hours, and I got a spa appointment.
Now,
Got a massage.
Are you going to go to the Slot Lizards meet and greet?
Probably.
You know.
I'm gonna probably. So I think they got a pool party going on at Cosmo. I probably won't go to the pool party. That's not really my thing. But I would go to if they have a group pool that's not. I'm not going downtown. I do not go downtown in Las Vegas. That is a waste of time for me. If they're at the Cosmo, I really would like to do that. They're having dinner at a spot in PH's in the Miracle Mile shops on Friday night. That not really my style of restaurant. I already had previous dinner reservations with my crew. We're gonna hit Din Tai Fung up. I think that Joe, if you're in the chat, Rhino, you guys were at Din Tai Fung. I love that place. I will go and destroy some Din Tai Fung. So I've got two guys that have never been to DTF before, and one guy that's with has been there before with me and is a picky eater, and even he likes it. So that's Friday night's dinner. Probably have Holstein's lunch on Friday. I like to keep that. Guys like to gamble at Planet Hollywood tables. I do too. I play a lot of games that Cosmo doesn't offer table wise. I like a lot of those carny poker games, so I like to play Crazy for Poker, Let It Ride, and Cosmo just has 3 card and Ultimate Texas.
Dan just said he's never been to AC and it's just down the road from him. Huh. That's crazy.
I'd like to go to AC sometime. That'd be cool to go check that out. But I get it. Like at the same time, though, Dan's probably the same situation that we're in. If Dan likes Vegas, why go play your local if you're going to fly 5 hours?
The slot sorcerer, he's kind of like a celebrity when he gets out there. I mean, limo from the airport. They don't mess around with the Escalade. It's straight limo. You know, I think there's 2 bottles of champagne. You know, right to the
nice.
Holland hand pays. You don't miss hand pays here, Joe.
My goal this year is to not have a single hand pay. I'm dead serious. I'm pivoting most of my play to tables, and when I play slots, I'm going to play no more $12.50, no more $25 bets. I'm going to stick at $5 and $7.50 if I run free play, which I have a significant amount at Cosmo this trip.
I'll be honest. I was looking back through a lot of my videos because I was getting rid of some of my phone. Yeah. I had better wins on $7.50 than I did at $12.50.
Oh, I'm the opposite. Like I've had some just gigantic wins at 1250 versus 750. You were with me. I've had two hand pays in 750. One time you were with me. We were playing Sahara Gold at Christmas, and I had that. It was probably 1700 $1,700. And then I had one at Cosmo on Best Bet. This last trip was just barely taxable. It was like 1324.50
Yeah,
or
but
something
it's
like that.
amazing how many more 100x bonuses I had at 750 than I did at 1250.
Yeah. Okay.
It is I don't get it. Well, Dragon
Yeah.
Link, we don't play dimes, nickels, shit like that. We're all $1 or $2
Yeah. That's the
basically.
thing. I've not. This is this is an interesting thing to think about. So I have not transitioned to playing dollar or $2 Dragon Link because normally where I played didn't have. I mean, no one Christmas doesn't have dollar or it doesn't have Dragon Link at all, and I won't play at this dump out here. So when I go to Vegas, I was always playing dimes, and maybe I don't know. I just feel like so. This is the observation for me watching your content is that I felt like you hit way more hand pays playing dime than you did playing dollar. That might be wrong,
It is
but
wrong.
that's what it
Well,
looked like to
because you
me.
can only play dimes on Lightning Link.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking like your Dragon Link play though too. Like I
Mag
just feel like you've
Mag,
had
how you doing, Mag Mag?
nice.
But let's say you're playing Dragon Link. You're on the five. It's because it's 5 lines on the dollar or $2, $5 or
Yeah,
$10
true,
bet.
true.
You're playing for that 200x ball, that 250x ball, or that minor. That's what you're playing for.
Okay.
I don't know how many times that happens, but I've had a lot better runs on Dragon Link than I have on Lightning Link. I know that.
I'm the opposite.
More hand pays in demo mode.
True.
The slot
Yeah,
source is always sending me his Chumbo wins or Lucky Land or Pulse or whatever, and I always tell him he's playing in demo mode because I've never
ha,
seen people win like that on
yeah,
those. How many
yeah.
big cardboard checks do you have there, slot source? Like 7, 8? I mean, it's just amazing.
I thought that was all fake for marketing purposes.
I did too, but
Not
apparently
not
not.
not not specifically for you slot stores, just in general. I see, when you see obviously when you start watching a couple of videos, a couple of lives, the algorithm, the marketing algorithm really does a good job of remarketing all kinds of gambling ads to you. Um, and so I see all kinds of people holding checks and smashing their big smiles, and it's like, is that real?
Oh, what did Spanglish say here about Dragon Links? Cosmo changed out the Dragon
I
Links.
I know. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was happened right after I came back, Spanglish. They took the four Dragon Links in the high limit and they moved them to dollar minimum, and then the Dragon Links outside of high limit are now 10 cent minimum. There was a bank that was 5, $10, $2, $5 that was next to the high limit Lightning Link on that wall. I wonder what they did to that. Well, I'm going to find out in 18.5 days, but still,
I don't know. I've never
I'm
been in.
interested.
Actually, I did. I take that back. We walked in the door and we turned around and walked back out.
Tremendous mistake.
Yeah, that was the. Well, I've only been to Vegas twice.
We're gonna fix that. So that we Spanglish and team here, we got to figure out a way to get Michael back on a plane and back out there. I'm not talking to run you hard 12 hours a day in front of slot machines,
Yeah,
but
you
I'm just
put me
thinking
out
like
there. That's what's going to happen, and then I'll end up back at Sunrise.
you
And
got to learn to relax a little bit. Go take some time at the
oh
pool.
yeah, you telling me to relax is like
Take some
pot
time to
calling the
relax.
fucking kettle here.
Just go in the morning, get up, have breakfast, go to the pool, relax, have a reasonable morning. Believe me, I'm trying to mature myself of being able to go there and
Yeah,
relax
because
rather
in
than
the
going there and playing
how
for
many
20
years we
hours a
known
day.
each other?
About 30.
Okay, in that amount of time, you ever saw me relaxing by the side of a pool?
No, but see, but people change though, you can change.
Yeah, people change. No, they don't. You know what? People don't fucking change. They just
Spanglish, thank you. Thanks for the heads up on that bank is still there. I like that bank. I had a nice run um on dime on that bank. I worked all those machines when I landed. I bought it, I put in $300 cash because I was seeing my free play to the last day. And I put $300 cash in there and I ran all those. I think there's four machines. There's there's a maybe two happies, there's an autumn, and there's a golden century. There might be five machines there. I can't recall. But I ran every one of those machines up to just like underneath the hand pay. I cashed like a $4,600 ticket out the first night. That was a nice start to that trip.
Full disclosure, he didn't come home ahead that trip.
That what I did actually.
That'd be
Vegas has pools. Who knew? I just discovered after going to Vegas for 15 years, 16 years. I just discovered Vegas had pools 3 years ago myself. I was like, holy
I
crap,
don't know
Vegas
how.
has pools.
That's all they do on their social media is to show you their goddamn pools.
Well, you got to remember though too. For a long time, I was a PH loyalist, so I stayed at Planet Hollywood for many years in a row from 2012 to 2018. That's the only place I stayed, and their pool deck is sad to say the least. It's literally two pools in the center of a Walmart parking lot on the fifth floor of the PH. If they could change that property would be a premier property in Caesar's portfolio. But man, that pool and their spa's bad too. But that pool situation is not a great scenario for them.
Now you can tell the difference here, right here. Me and John. He actually graduated college. I'm a 2-time dropout. You just tell by the way he talks here, and elaborates on all his details.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He can sit here and talk Vegas all day.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm behind the 8 ball this year on my Vegas trips because I like to try to get at least 3 in, and I'm going to be hard pressed to get 3 in this year. I might have to go.
You'll get 3 in.
Well, for sure September, and then in 19 days. But that third is going to be the question.
And then you're going to have such a good trip in September. You're going to run it up. You'll be back there in a month and a half.
I would love to go back, and so we go in September. The same group of guys goes every year, April and September. The September trip's a little better attended because a couple of the guys in the group have like family birthdays and things like that, so they just can't go in April. So the group gets a little bit bigger in September. But it would really be nice to have a big group out there. Everybody's big NFL fans. We're all big fantasy players. I don't sports bet at all. That would take all the enjoyment out of any sort of athletic competition for me. So
I know that's just so hard for me to do.
Those guys, I have no idea. I don't even understand how sports betting works. I don't understand what the lines are. I don't have any idea at all about sports betting, and I don't want any idea about it. I just like to enjoy the game and enjoy the fantasy football side of things.
I'm gonna let you in on my absolute blowout winner this weekend.
What is it?
I'm Steve Stevens. You there, right there?
I haven't watched a Steve Stevens episode in a long time. I really like that guy. Like that is great entertainment. Like he is. You know when you watch stuff and just makes you smile. I'm like, man, that guy.
Remember when you found that? And I just binge watched it because I couldn't stop watching the guy. He was so entertaining.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
Spanglish hits the pool before the beautiful people wake up.
That's me too. Me too, Spanglish. I'm the first person. I'm just old now, so I want to be, and I don't want to get the shit burned out of me, frankly, because the sun's so hot in comparison to UV's so strong there versus what it is here. But I want a chair by the water at 8 a.m. at the Chelsea pool, and I will have it every morning. Normally the same chair. And the funny part is when you go down there, especially on weekdays, you can recognize all the people from the East Coast. It's all the early risers that came out of New York or came out of one of the major areas on the East Coast. They're there with their laptops, getting a couple things done before they can relax for a little while, and it's kind of nice there.
The best time on the Strip was like 7 a.m.
Oh, it's the greatest. Like I love it early in the morning there.
Remember when I used to wake up early? And well, okay, so we go out there, and I was waking up real early then,
Yeah.
6:30, 7 o'clock on a Strip. There's maybe 3 joggers and a couple druggies.
Best.
Yeah.
Well, there's more crazies than there ever were in the morning now. But it's still not too bad. But man, if I sleep past 6 a.m. when I'm there, that's a tall order. I'm a 5:30, 6 o'clock. And man, that's peak time to be able to go enjoy yourself. I'm also the guy that bitches about restaurants not being able. I want to have breakfast at 6:30. Places open at 7, 8 o'clock. I'm staring in the door. I'm like, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to eat now. Like that will be me on Saturday, the 20, whatever that last Saturday is in the month.
First in line at Egg Slut, eh?
No, I'll be looking longingly looking inside the windows at Bouchon after I'd walked down there. We're just waiting for them to open at 8 o'clock. That's why I picked the Henry for the first day because that place is open. They've got the odd hours. They're open 11 p.m. to 2 p.m. Then they close for dinner and they open back up. So you can eat breakfast there pretty much whenever you want. The food's
Joe, me and
very
John were
good.
just talking about the Pepper Mill the other day. You never been there?
Man, I've never been to the Pepper Mill. I'd love to go to the Pepper Mill. The problem is the guys that I normally go with, those dudes don't like to eat. Um, I'll get them to go to a dinner or two, but like they're there to gamble. Like two of the guys that go with like those guys don't gamble 20 hours a day. That's a bad day for them. So they're like, we're gonna have dinner slash breakfast at Earl Sandwich at 3 a.m.
Strippers love it.
The pe- is the Pepper Mill? Is that a you need to take a cab to the Pepper Mill situation?
I would assume as far up as it is, right?
I'm interested to see what happens. Mike and I have been talking about Resorts World, and I think Joe, I really want to get. I think Mike needs to do an event at Resorts World. He's not going to want to hear it. He's probably going to shut this stream off right now because he's going to be all pissed off about hearing this.
I should.
But I think that it would be a great event to get a bunch of people, Major Chaser style, of the group that he's cultivated at Resorts World to have a really cool event. And I think Resorts World needs the business, frankly. Every time I've been in the Resorts World facility in the last 2 years, they've been open for 2 years. Um,
Been that
Not a
long
lot of
already?
gamblers. Yeah, not a lot of gamblers, not a lot of foot traffic. The first time I tried to get there, I couldn't figure out how to get there because I'm not the brightest guy in the world. I leave Encore, I'm walking down, so I start walking on the right side of the road, and I'm down in front of Tacos El Gordo trying to figure out how to get across the street. Finally, I figured out how to get across it, but it's pretty desolate down there. And I mean, I was hoping that Resorts World was going to be an answer to MGM's purchase of Cosmopolitan because I'm still concerned about what MGM may or may not do to that property. There's so much that's been done right at Cosmo from a standpoint of service and just the facility being well organized. And I just would love to see some additional competition on the strip that's not the MGM or Caesar's property. And I was hoping Resorts World would be that, but man, it is like the end of the earth down there. It's just so inconvenient to get anywhere, and especially with how bad the traffic on the strip's been, it's not a great scenario.
Hey, morning, Avalon. How you doing? Morning, Bradley Jones. How are you? We're just testing out this go live together, talking about Vegas here. Anybody's got any good tips or tricks? Let us know. Ivy, how you doing, Ivy? John, have you watched Ivy at all lately? Or
I
seen him?
haven't. I haven't.
You should. He's one of my favorite new channels.
I'm on it. I
He
need
does a
more
good job.
content. I
Does a
need
real
more
good
content.
job.
Hey, Avalon, thanks again for meeting up with me that day, Cosmo, when I dropped that shirt off to you. I wish I had a little bit more time to be able to hang with you guys.
Shit,
That trip was
John's met
pretty
more
scheduled.
slot channels than I have.
Just Avalon and Filthy.
Oh yeah, I thought no NES and
Oh yeah, I met NES. That's right. That's right.
yeah.
NES had a hand pay lingering next to me when I was. I didn't even recognize he was live.
Avalon
I
just
was like,
came to watch me smoke.
man, it is a nice day out here.
It feels like it's warming up. I'm in the shade, but
Hey, Avalon, I'm gonna be back in 19 days if you guys are gonna be around.
what day you get there? The 27th?
Yeah, 27th. I'll be checking in at 11, probably 11:15 p.m. Pacific, the
Ooh,
27th.
that's her birthday.
Whose birthday?
Kobe's birthday.
Oh, really? I'm gonna
Yeah.
celebrate a birthday for her when I check into the Cosmo.
There you go. You do that. Resorts World New York is my local. Step up the partnership. Oh, come on. Wait, so your comps don't transfer over, Dan? Is that what you're saying?
Dan, is that Resorts World in? Is that in the Bronx for you?
It's quite possible since I have issues.
Well, let me know. Let me know.
Like seriously, Joe, I have no interest in going to Vegas. I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh, come on, Joe.
Dude,
He's got to
you know how I
broaden
get
his
after
horizons a little bit.
4 hours in Christmas. You know how I get.
Yeah, but then you could just go to the room and rest.
Yeah, that sounds appealing to me.
Well, I mean, what else you want to do? Like,
We'll get Joe up to Christmas.
oh, Christmas can't handle Joe.
No, I don't think they got bets big enough for him.
Joe will be bored after about 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's not enough machines there.
Hey, there's OMG kitties there.
Well, you know what? BD told me that Jack Thistletown they go to, the jib here is just like that, just as big and everything.
Oh, that's not a surprise.
But he's like, I
You
think
gotta
I like
remember,
this one better because it's more open, more spacious.
yeah, dude, you gotta remember too. All these locations in these larger areas. I mean, land costs so much money. You think about what we've got. Oh, gee, right by the airport. That's no kidding. I'll have to remember that next time in New York. Not that I want to go play at Resorts World, but it's nice to know that's there. I was just in DC, and we had too packed to the schedule, but I kind of wanted to go check out National Harbor because everything is so close there. But I just we ran out of time.
What did Spangler say? We were all trying to convince him. We even offered him. What's that emoji?
A ride.
Oh, a scooter. I would definitely need a scooter. Let's talk plane tickets. How much is a plane ticket out here right now? Are you flying out of Escanaba or Marquette?
No, I'm flying out of Marquette. I actually it was the cheapest ticket I've ever bought, and I bought it with miles. It was like 34,000 miles. It was the first time I've ever seen a round trip Vegas ticket out of Marquette for under 100,000 miles. The rest of the guys that bought cash, I think, paid 512 round trip. Now, granted, the flight sucks. You leave
Yeah,
here at
it's tough.
6:25. You leave here at 6:25 Eastern. You have an hour and 20-minute layover in Detroit. The flight leaves Detroit at 10 o'clock, 10:15, and you get to Las Vegas at 11 p.m. Pacific time. On the way home to get back, you have to be at the airport at about 4:30 because the flight's at 5:40 a.m. And then
So
there's another.
you're not sleeping that night.
Actually, you know what? I learned a very, very, very hard lesson. Will be sleeping that night. I tried that before.
Sorry.
That's a young man sport, not going to bed. That is not for me anymore because I need to be functional the next day.
It just sucks that we don't have the Minneapolis option anymore because that cut down your flight times by about an hour and a half to 2 hours almost.
Yeah. Well, the thing that sucks is not having a Minneapolis flight. It was nice because we used to have that Minneapolis flight. It would leave here at 3 o'clock. You'd get to Minneapolis at 3 o'clock. Excuse me, 4 o'clock. You get there 4 o'clock. So it's an hour long flight, but you're flying against the time zones, and then you have an hour and a half ish in Minneapolis. Then it's a 2.5 hour flight from Detroit. It's a 4 hour flight. So you're
Yeah.
spending a tremendous amount of time. You fly backwards basically. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like whatever it takes to get there, we're gonna do. But just the convenience of Minneapolis was really nice.
Yeah, it was just on our way there. It was an hour and 15 minutes to Detroit, then 4 hours to Vegas. But we sat there in
Yeah.
Detroit for 3-4 hours, and then on the way back though, it was 2.5 hours to Minneapolis and then an hour home.
Yeah.
There's a big
Man,
difference.
drive to O'Hare. Spanglish is out. Have a great day, Spanglish.
Have a great day. Talk to you later.
Joe, I feel bad saying this. My sister's in the Chicagoland area, but I try to avoid O'Hare at any chance I can. I've had horrible experiences in O'Hare. I've never been stranded so much in my life. Now, granted, if I live close, there's a little different scenario than having to take a very small regional jet with limited times to get to O'Hare and then figure out what you got to do. But O'Hare's not my favorite. And I'm a Delta guy for life.
Yeah, you got too many points racked up.
How are you supposed to travel internationally without some points?
That's bull.
Who can afford that when you going to Vegas 4 times a year?
You going international anytime soon? You haven't told me about.
Next year, I think probably going to go to Italy for a while.
Okay.
We'll see. You know, Joe, I have thought about driving to Milwaukee too. The problem with me is when I get home, because I become a curmudgeon, I'm pissed that I have to drive the 15 minutes from the airport to my house here. So I don't want to drive 4.5 hours when
I know all these people like they live in LA, they live in New York, or they down Joe in Chicago and them. Like I get pissed. I'm driving 10, 20 minutes. These guys are in cars for hours.
Yeah. Thanks, Olga. Same. We'll be in more Mike's lives as things come around here. Now that we've got this tool.
We're gonna try this go live when John's in Vegas thing. That's why
Yeah,
we
for
were
sure.
doing this today. Yeah, Avalon. It's vertical. You have to have your phone vertical. Is that American up here that goes to Chicago?
Yes, American Services Chicago and Delta Services Detroit here.
Okay.
Dan, if you fly Delta out of LaGuardia, I heard the terminal's brand new. I would love to go check that out someday. I know
He
there's
just
a
got back from
tremendous amount of
Washington,
work.
D.C. this week, so he was out flying around. It actually works pretty good, Avalon. I like this go live together thing.
This thing's awesome. Like, this is what I was hoping that we could have done 2 years ago if we didn't have to try to use whatever one of those third-party tools were.
Yeah, we would FaceTime when he went out and played, and we
That
can
was
just do
lame. It
this
was like
now.
a private live stream of me pounding on Buffalo. What was that Buffalo game that we were Buffalo Max?
Yeah, Buffalo Max.
Oh, Joel, that's easy for you, dude. That's just a quick Uber and you're in. Like, that's phenomenal. Oh man, Dan, I can't wait to check that terminal out. I know that that's a place that I don't want to fly into in and out of the winter time because I know it's kind of sketchy because just trying to get back here is tough. But every time I've ever been to New York, I've always flown into Newark. Um, and it's not bad. Just the airport's from 1961 and hasn't been vacuumed since 1961 either. But
See what Avalon said here? Driving out here in LA sucks. You automatically hate people.
Oh, dude, I can't even. I give you all the credit in the world, Avalon. Man, that I can't imagine that traffic. I was in Atlanta for work at the end of last year, and me and Mike, if we get stopped at a stoplight for more than one cycle, we're pissed, right?
I mean, we got to drop down to 30 in a whiteout. We're pissed.
yeah. So like, I couldn't. I mean, I was sitting in traffic in Atlanta in the back of this car, and I'm like, man, if I had to do this every day, I'd probably lose my shit.
Oh, I remember Rhino Man used to do his lives in his car, and he was going like 20 miles an hour. And it just, cars there. I'm like, why do people want to live like this?
Well, I mean, there's the trade-offs are some great things economically. It's beautiful out there. The weather's phenomenal.
You're looking at the trade-offs right now. Me and you sitting outside in 38
Yep.
degrees
Oh
weather.
man, Jackpot Joe shouting out Jeb Brooks. Man,
yeah,
I love Jeb Brooks.
See you in the skies, buddy.
Man, Jeb is the best. Like, actually, Jeb probably has a new video out today. Like, even when he's doing the I'm not a big train guy, but even the train stuff was interesting. But man, Jeb Brooks is I'll fanboy him so bad if I ever see him in an airport someday.
Oh.
Like, he's just
I just love fucker. It. I would hug that
seriously.
Fucker.
He's awesome, dude. He
found
seems like
Jeb
a dude
Brooks.
you want to hang out with.
Yeah, we found Jeb Brooks basically right around when the pandemic started.
Yeah.
And started watching his ass, and oh Christ, is he funny? We should start reviewing slot machines, and we'll jokingly call it the Mike score.
We're gonna give the Mike score to whatever bullshit machine you played last night.
Yeah,
5 thumbs down and an emoji.
Let's do that. The China Shores and Mayan Chief Extra Real Middle get about 2 stars. One thing I noticed is your basic hits are going to be about 35x, like to keep you going. But it's a Konami game, and the Konami games are like that,
I would refuse to play a Konami game.
I like them. I like the old Konami games. I mean, especially
Chris and Lou in the house.
Chris and Lou, morning. Barbara, morning. Does anybody else here watch Jeb Brooks?
If you don't, you should. He's awesome.
You got to check him out.
Just great. And his wife's really cool too. Like, when he added her in, like, that's a cool dynamic. Like, just neat people.
Greenergrass.com.
Yep, greenergrass.com.
Have you ever went to the website? I haven't. Uh-oh, I think he froze up. He must have got a text. For anybody wondering, this is my friend John. This is who I go live streaming with sometimes. He'll be in Vegas in 19 days. Anybody's out there, hit him up.
I'm gonna go. I'm excited to go meet the Slot Lizards dudes. That'll be fun, just to meet those dudes.
Real Fever, Deborah, how are you? Chris and Lou, it's 38 degrees up here today, a little warmer. Show them our lake, John. They got the ocean, we got the lake.
I'll stand up to do this. Hold on.
He's a rookie here. First time ever going live on YouTube by himself with a phone. The way he's pointing the camera, I live out that way, across the lake.
Yep.
That water is about, what, 40 degrees right now?
If no, we're lucky 40. It's probably about 37.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. In the summer, it's gorgeous, but
Oh,
it's an
wow.
acquired taste in the winter. When did they build this?
They built both these. They've been working on this stuff for the last 2 years. They built this
Really?
really cool viewing area where you can kind of look down. There's an old set of piers underneath here, and this is like a rigid glass. It's so slippery. If it's
I
wet,
can
you
imagine. Oh, TX, the sunrises up here. I mean, you can't beat them. Yeah, the sunrises, sunsets are ridiculous. That right, that right there is an old
this
iron ore dock where the boats used to come in and load up iron ore off the trains.
they used to have a full like raised train platform that ran through town, and that's all gone. It was all wooden, and they removed it, but they are leaving this engineering marvel of concrete here forever because there's nothing you can do with it. It's just so well built.
Little chilly, 81 degrees in South Florida.
Wow.
One of these nights, I'll come grab you and we'll go down and do a live by where the boat comes in.
That's a good idea.
Show everybody the ore boats.
That's a really good idea.
I will, Mag. I'm not sure if I have enough like internet down there on my phone, like the 5G. I don't know if it reaches that far to one of the good viewing areas.
Are you AT&T, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
I
'Cause
think
I'm
down
on.
at the first and second turnoff over here, that would be all right.
Yeah, that's probably okay down there. That's probably about as far as you get, though.
I'll do it some night when Mrs. GU is home. We'll go down there and just sit on the bench. Bullshit with everybody.
Some ducks, I think.
Because, like,
Maybe there's a pigeon.
he gets the water in the sunrise, or the sunrise with the water in the morning. I get the sunset in the water at night, just the way we're looking at the lake. Jesus Christ, been 48 minutes already? Just been rambling on here?
No kidding.
No one else must be live, I'll tell you that much. Just boost your signal with a coat hanger.
Boost Mobile. Boost
Oh,
Mobile.
man. Because I think
Consumer Cellular.
we don't really only have Verizon and AT&T up here. There's no T-Mobile.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't T-Mobile just leverage Verizon's towers anyway?
I don't know how that works. Not
I'm just
positive.
happy to have a cell phone service.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, 4th of July, that barely works anyway because there's so many people in town.
Well, it gets a little overloaded. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Try to get out of this. This is the planners of this did a nice job of making this visually nice, but they used some sort of like aggregate instead of concrete, and it is like 4 inches of mud every time you step down.
Oh, Jesus. So what are you doing down there? Truthfully, you're like a mile away from home.
Yeah, you caught me in the middle of my daily walk.
Oh, well, you could have said to hell with it. You didn't have to do it.
No, I wanted to do it. It was fun, but
Oh, okay.
that's why I was like, when you were like, you want to go live, I was like, I can't get to your garage. I didn't know we could do this.
We're gonna have to come up with a name for this.
It's the laundromat 2.0.
Hey, Joe was at the laundromat last night. He hit a banger.
Nice. Like Joe, I came up with the laundromat thing because it kind of looks next year kind of looks like a laundromat, but at the same time, I'm a big fan of the Blacklist and their like headquarters. They always call the laundromat because it's supposed to be this like hidden location that secret agents work out of. So that's where the laundromat came from.
Yeah, my lighter's so cold it won't even light.
Come on, just get in the sun.
No, it's too bright.
All right. Well, 50 minutes and I just got the old your battery low power mode is on now.
Yeah, I'm getting a little chilly, so we're gonna give her a caller here. But thanks for everybody dropping in.
Yeah, think about this. Now that we know this technology works nicely, live stream from Las Vegas is going to happen.
Oh, we'll have fun. We'll do that.
For sure.
Hey, how does this? Anybody tell me how does this? Are we like top and bottom on the phone? I can't remember how that works. Like if you're watching this, are we left and right, or are we up and down? Oh, Joel loves the Blacklist.
Yeah, me too, dude. So good. Even though it's the last season, So good.
Oh, Dan says we're side by side. Meg makes us side
Oh,
by side. See, me
okay.
and you, we see it up and down.
Yeah. And I wonder, because it's just we're on the phones, maybe it's just how they do it.
Yeah, probably.
I got this
All
tiny
right.
phone.
We'll save your phone battery. Everybody have
Yeah,
a
I
good
gotta track
See
my
you in the
steps before I get
chats.
home. See everybody in the chats. How do you